I was trying to do something and I brought it down. Son of a bitch.
Are we getting many complaints?
No.
Are we getting any questions?
I've been too busy looking at it, just doing this shit. I just can't believe I did what I did. I thought here's how simple it was. I thought I was closing a fucking window, and I closed the entire program.
Westera Credit Union. So state credit unions in Colorado by Forbes 2 years in a row. More info at westeracu.com. That's westeracu.com.
If you're doing any decorating, remodeling, renovation, whatever you want to call it, and you use stone, of course, that's the semi-permanent stuff. You should shop for stone first, then decorate around it. Doesn't it make sense? Can you imagine if you started doing things and found out they didn't have the stone you wanted? Now, when I say stone, I mean granite, I mean marble, I mean quartz, I mean whatever it is you want. You can find in a slab at Granite Liquidators, and here's the best part, you can buy it wholesale. That's right, wholesale to the public. You don't have to see your contractor. You can if you want, or you can go yourself, or you both can go, or you just go for do-it-yourself. Whatever it is, graniteliquidators.com, wholesale to the public. You go up to 5075 Tabor Street, look around, buy it. They put your name on it and hold it for you until you're ready. 303-835-9745 or graniteliquidators.com. That's graniteliquidators.com. I love pizza. There's no fucking two ways about it. Okay.
I was trying some camera angles. I fucking blew this shit up. Blew one up. The whole fucking stream. I have to restart it. I can't believe I fucking did it. I just can't believe it. And all I did, I thought I was closing out a browser window. I literally was closing out the software. I literally turned it off. Fuck. I can't believe that shit.
720-650-4959 or endplacer.com. That's endplacer.com.
The more I try to automate it, the more I fuck it up.
Like I say, as soon as you make something idiot-proof, somebody goes out and makes a better idiot.
I'll get it. I will get it, people. I promise I'll get it. Okay.
So many people have told me about Orchard, and no one, it's the new way to sell. For example, Orchard makes you a cash offer for your home, and when your home sells for more, you get the difference. No longer do you have to choose between an easy home sale or the best price for your home. Let me tell you about Ruth, a recent Orchard customer. Ruth's home sold on the market for $33,000 above his cash offer. Had he gone to a home buying company, he would have missed out on that extra money. But with Orchard, he got more cash at closing. Rudy's story isn't unique. 99 out of 100 Orchard customers sell on market for more than their cash offer. Getting started is easy. You go online and enter your address at orchard.com. Takes just a couple minutes and lets you skip home listing hassles. If you're thinking about selling or just curious what Orchard would pay for your home, get a no-cost, no-obligation offer at orchard.com. That's orchard.com. Have you hit a snag with your real estate team? A course, these disputes could have been avoided today. But you can still get but you have to act at the first sign of trouble. Get a free consultation from my real estate expert, Brad O'Brien, at O'Brien Legal Services. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino, urging you to call 720-370-7388 or olsmalls.com.
Donating plasma is an important thing to do. But why? Well, because it helps make life-changing medicines that treat people with rare diseases.
But why?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
But why?
You sound like grandma.
But why?
You tell me, buddy. BioLife Plasma Services needs life-saving plasma, which is why new donors could earn up to $900 in the first month. So go ahead and take a break from all questions and share some lives while you're at it. BioLife. There's purpose in your plasma. Visit BioLife.com or
I don't think I could eat a real, like, regular pizza. I'd be too full.
You mean a whole pizza?
No, I'm saying
Oh,
the
with the
actual
crust.
dough. I don't
With the
actually.
bread?
Don't care. I like it. Hi, Tom Martino here at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Water Pros.
Can't say enough about them. Waterpros.net. What do I mean by the best systems at the lowest prices? Let me explain. They're the best systems at the lowest prices. What do I mean by the best systems? Best manufacturers, the lowest number of moving parts, computerized, low maintenance. Paul the Waterman looks at it all and honest to God picks the best systems he can find. He partners with the manufacturer. He's a master plumber, and the rest is history. They don't lie to you. They don't exaggerate. They do whole house water conditioning under $2,000. Whole house water filtration under $2,000. If you want both combined, under $3,000. Now, I would do, well, you can do whatever you want. There's point of use you can do just for the water drinking. That's under $1,000. Waterpros.net, 303-862-5554. 862-5554. I love these people. Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission. We talked about how the heat can break down a transmission and things you need to do to keep them running healthy, of course, is attend to fluids. But really, how often do we change fluids? I mean, do you increase the interval with hot weather or what? Or do you just maybe do them once a year and you do it right before summer? What would you recommend?
You know, I personally do mine once a year.
And then you do it right before summer
right.
You do it then, right?
Well, at the end of summer I do it, right before I go up during hunting seasons. But if you stick to about a 3-year, 36,000 mile interval on automatic, you're in a really good place with that.
3-year, 36,000. Now, have they gone with fully synthetic?
Most manufacturers have moved to full synthetic fluids, yes.
You do not believe in what they call non-serviceable transmissions, do you?
They're all serviceable. They call them they call it a lifetime fluid or a sealed.
That's dangerous, in my opinion. What do you think?
I mean, all you're doing is waiting for the transmission to break down, and then we'll go ahead and change the fluid then. They call them sealed units. They're trying to keep the consumer out of.
But are they truly sealed?
No, they're not truly sealed. You can still access them. You can still change the fluids. In most cases, you can change filters. You can top them off. They're not sealed.
303-713-TALK is our number. 713-8255. So, lifetime fluid, not a great idea.
No, it is truly a lifetime fluid. As soon as you destroy your transmission, the life of that fluid has been exhausted.
Yeah, any fluid would be lifetime if you keep it in there until your transmission fails. So, and then there's endless discussion on CVT.
CVT, continuously variable transmissions.
But I don't know what good the discussion is, because if you buy a car you want, you're going to have the transmission or not. Now, what I want to know is, I bought for my daughter this Hyundai Elantra. Does that have a CVT?
Some of them did, not all of them.
And do we buy around the Let me just ask you straight up. Is it bad enough that you would buy around it? Don't buy a car with a CVT. Is it that bad?
They're getting better. They truly are. The more parts are now available, so we're able to build more and more of them. Some of them, like we were talking the other day, the Subarus is probably the most durable and reliable CVT on the market, but it comes with a price tag to go with it, because the average Subaru, if we have to get into that, it's going to be between about $6,000 and about $9,000 to get it fixed.
Okay, I'm asking if Hyundai Elantra has a CVT. Do you know, Mark?
What year?
An Elantra? I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know, though. A 21.
A 21? It probably won't be listed on here for me to find
All right.
just yet.
Or a 2020?
I think it's an 8-speed auto, but I don't know if it's...
Most likely.
Yeah.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. It says here that the, let's see, 6-speed automatic transmission. It doesn't, it says here for the 2019 model, most Elantra now come with a continuously variable transmission since 2019. So they switched over to them? Is that possible? And they say...
It's going to depend on your power plant also, which engine's inside there as to which transmission they're going to put behind it.
This article is saying that maybe you should buy a CVT on purpose. Many new SUVs have this CVT. What's the difference? The CVT, they're saying the CVT system has no gears, which makes it better. I don't know about that. What do you think? I mean, they're saying that this is crazy. Is almost trouble-free?
Yeah, that's all promotion. That is all promotion. They're definitely not trouble-free. Their gear ratios are created by two sets of cones inside there. They collapse and expand in order to create the different gear ratios going down the road.
That's
the belts inside them wear out on the pulleys. The stepper motors wear out. They are actually more problematic than your normal conventional automatic.
I think the reason people are trying to be pushed to them, and the reason people push for them, is because they're cheaper to make, and it keeps the cost per unit down.
And that's what they're putting in the car. They still got to sell the car, so you got to sell what's in that car.
Yeah, I want to put this to sleep once and for all, Suze. I got this caller who won't give up. It's one caller, right?
3 days in a row, yes.
I don't care about him. I'm not apologizing. He's saying to apologize for asking people. First of all, I never said watch TikTok at a red light. What I said was don't do it while you're driving. I thought I was talking about Blake Harris. And I said don't look at TikTok when you're driving. Then I said maybe when you're stopped at a traffic light or parked or something, whatever. The point I'm making is, no, I'm not apologizing for it there. Okay? I'm not. So, what are you going to do about it?
Gary.
I'm not apologizing for it. Okay? I would lie. I think everybody would lie if they told you when they're at a stop sign, or not a stop sign, a traffic light, and you're sitting there for 2 or 3 minutes, you don't glance at your phone. I think everyone who says they don't, if a text came in and they don't look while they're at a stops, I'm talking about a traffic light turned red and you're sitting there for 2 or 3 minutes, you don't look at your phone. You tell me that, I think you're a liar.
It's funny how they won't come on air either.
But here's the thing. No, I will not apologize for it. How about that? That is a straight-out statement. For God's sakes, you know what? I'm not afraid of being canceled because I say what I mean and I mean what I say, and yes is yes and no is no, and if I give bad advice, don't follow it. How about that? If I give the wrong advice, don't follow it. How about that? I am not the end-all and all-seer of all things. You judge for yourself what is safe and what is not safe. All I do is help people. Frankie, you have a comment on homelessness. It's been the source of a big discussion here, an intelligent source of discussion. And I love the guy who called and said it is basically cultural. It's nothing you can throw money at to solve. What do you think, Frankie?
My name's Tracy, actually.
I'm sorry, we got it wrong. What is your name, sir?
Gracie.
Gracie, go ahead.
Gracie. Hey, Tom, man, I've been listening to you for years, man. I used to watch you when I was young on TV, so I figured I'd call you up because all these people are complaining about homeless people. And, I've been living outside in a tent for over 7 years, and, I haven't been a burden on anybody. So I don't know where all these
Gracie,
people
Gracie, you chose to be homeless?
Yeah, man, I chose to be homeless. I'm like Moses, 40 years in the wilderness. I got 7 years in.
Now, why? Why did you decide to move to a tent?
Why do you, okay, do you really want to know why, Tom? Will you hear me?
Yes.
All right, listen, man. I was at an ARC down off of Colfax one time. You know what the art thrift store is?
No.
Yeah,
it's a thrift store, man. Like Goodwill.
Okay, I didn't understand what he was saying. So go ahead. What about it?
Okay, I found an old Masonic publishing from 1935, and it said Aleister Crowley he designed the Great Seal on the dollar. Do you know who Aleister Crowley is?
Yeah, a lot of people accuse Aleister Crowley of never mind. I don't want to get into it. Of being a Satanist. But go ahead. You've heard that, right, Jeff? Okay, so go ahead. So what about? Are you a follower of Aleister Crowley?
Yeah, no, man. I follow Moses, man. I have nothing to do with
what
Satan.
does Aleister Crowley have to do with it?
Well, okay. Well, listen. There's a mural of Aleister Crowley down there in Denver. Did you know that?
Where?
Google it. You'll find it. Aleister Crowley mural in Denver.
Okay.
And and also this one too. That was in 1935 when they put that on the dollar. Okay, that eye that's on the dollar bill, that's on top of that pyramid.
Yeah.
It's also on. It's on the state seal of Colorado, and it's also on the Denver Archdiocese. Okay, so and the Knights of Columbus in 1954. Put in God we trust.
Okay, man, bro, where are we going afloat here? You wanted to mention why you went homeless, and you went off on this.
Well, because they're taking the mark of the beast. You know, they're trying to force.
Yeah, Tom, the mark of the beast.
So you decided to go homeless to get away from the mark of the beast?
Well, look at what they're doing, man. They're trying to force vaccinate. You can't go to work. You think if you're a Jehovah's Witness, if you're this or that. You know, look at how these people are trampling all over religion.
It's a ham sandwich, Tom.
What does that mean?
I have no idea.
Grazi, I'm so happy you've watched me and listened to me your whole life. No, seriously, I really appreciate it. I don't know about the homeless and Aleister Crowley or the, the cult.
Check out the mural down there because, Denver and Decatur and Peter Balls and
Let me ask you something, Grazi. Do you think QAnon is real?
No, man. I don't believe in none of that garbage.
Okay, good.
Let's get this guy in as a common man.
Good. Yeah, okay.
Suzanne?
We have more coming up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Broadmoor. Do you have an accident right now clearing off of I-76 eastbound at Federal? Watch for slow traffic from Sheridan. Cleared that wreck I-70 westbound at Ward Road, so things are improving, but slow traffic trying to get into downtown. Southbound running heavy from the Boulder Turnpike to Colfax, and northbound is heavying up from Downing in towards Colfax. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, less smoky today and tomorrow. A 40% chance for a thunderstorm this afternoon and a high of 88. An overnight low of 60 for the weekend. Temperatures in the low 90s with a slight chance for rain. Currently, it's 81. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
The wait is over. The Broadmoor Manitou and Pikes Peak Cog Railway is back. With new trains, new track, new depot, and one of the world's most unique experiences. The peak of adventure awaits you. Buy your e-tickets today at cograilway.com.
I'm a patient of Rocky Mountain IV Medics. I love it. I get my own little concoction. You can get whatever you want. It's IV therapy in your home or your office. I get it right here in the studio sometimes, and it's the same exact price or less than you'd pay at an IV bar. That's what I love. If you compare apples with apples, it's convenient. It's just the same price or less. And you have medical professionals in your home helping you. If you have COVID, if you're sick, hangover, migraine, whatever it is, just hydration you need, give them a call. RockyMountainIVMedics.com. Do you know you can get same day, same hour appointments sometimes? Just text or call 720-987-2155.
Do you have at least one electrical project you've been putting off? Don't delay. Call JM Electric. If you need electrical for your new car charger, hot tub, or an electrical panel change, call JM Electric. They get the job done right with professional, on-time service at affordable prices. For all your electrical needs, call JM Electric at 303-366-4975. That's 303-366-4975. Or visit jmelectricinc.com. JM Electric. Quality service you can count on.
Wouldn't it be great to escape to your own condo in the mountains, your own log cabin in the mountains, somewhere you can get away for long weekends or even work remotely? Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky for American Financing, reminding you that a new home, including a second home, is very affordable right now, thanks to interest rates that are still close to record lows. And when you work with American Financing, you don't just benefit from custom loans, you actually get the full home buying experience because they partner with some of the top realtors in Colorado, so you can feel confident you're buying the right property at an affordable price with the best possible loan program. At American Financing, they are really in it for you. They're your one-stop shop when it comes to home buying, open 7 days a week, including evening hours, so don't put off that dream home any longer. Move up to something bigger or buy a vacation home by calling 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 1823.
Vaccination?
The guys are taking the needless toll on our country. We have roughly 350 million people vaccinated in the United States and billions around the world.
350 million people
That's more people than live in the States.
Right.
There's what, 332?
Well, I mean, you could say it's 350. If he was saying the population is 350
Well,
million.
he just said it was 350
I know,
vaccinated.
I know, but if he said the population's around 350, nobody would argue if it's 330, But when he's saying that, it's that many people. The guy is definitely has dementia. That's what really worries me.
What worries me is people knew he had dementia and still voted for the fucker anyway.
Well, because everybody wanted, all these people just wanted, they had Trump derangement syndrome. They would do anything to get Trump out of power. They would have voted for you, Jeff, if you'd run against Trump.
Well, nobody told me that before. I would have.
Well, in 2024, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, then I'd have to go to D.C.
Right. I lived there for 4 years.
Sorry about that.
I went to medical school there. So it really wasn't living. Trust me, Jeff. You know what was strange about Washington? It was the weirdest thing. Because of all the government employees, it's the most integrated city in the world. But at 5 o'clock, it was like Moses parting the seas. All the blacks went to Northeast, and all the whites went to Northwest. I mean, it was literally like you said, okay, there's a black magnet and a white magnet, and they just spread out to different neighborhoods. It's a very segregated city after dark.
I heard that's the best time to actually go and visit some of the sites, though.
Oh.
Some of the memorials and stuff.
Let me tell you, the first time they had the Korean War monument, I remember it was like a spring evening, and it was foggy. And they had these twice life-size statues of a patrol, and you walk through there with the fog. It was the most incredible monument I've ever seen. It was just amazing. Yeah, but going to the Lincoln Memorial and all these places at night is awesome. Mm-hmm. Just bring an armed guard with you.
The marble at the Lincoln Memorial was actually mined from Marble, Colorado.
Really?
Mm-hmm. At least large portions. I think all of it was. I know at least large portions were. The marble at the Lincoln Memorial was mined out of Marble, Colorado.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
For the Lincoln Memorial?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I didn't even know we mined it here. Marble.
Did back then. I don't know if they do now.
In Lyons, what do they do?
There's
They
still
do
a
something
marble
there.
quarry. There's a big marble quarry up in Marble.
But in Lyons, what do? They do something.
I don't know.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Grazi has one more comment on homelessness other than what he said. Go ahead, Grazi. I'm here, sir. Go ahead.
the only thing is the Masons and the Knights of Columbus, they really don't have the right to be trying people in the fire to see if Jesus is real or not, you know? And that's really what they're doing. It's kind of scary, you know what I'm saying?
What are they actually doing?
They're going to try the people in the fire to see if Jesus saves them. So
They're okay. All right. We got to move on, though. I appreciate your call. Andrew, you have a comment about homelessness. Go ahead, Andrew.
Yes. I used to work at Fort Logan Hospital for a few years.
Yes, sir.
And I can kind of, and what I did notice there, I mean, there are a lot of people that are truly mentally ill that they kind of cycle through the hospital and then they put them out into society and then they wind up coming back. So I truly believe that there are some people that, can't function in society.
Oh, there are. And a lot of them, it's no fault of their own, but they are mentally ill. I think that's a big part of it, don't you? I don't know what percent. I can't say.
Well, a lot of them are alcoholics and drug addicts. That is an issue with them.
Yes.
It is a fault of their own.
Now, when you talk about mental illness, are you talking about alcoholism and drug addiction too?
No, I'm just talking about mentally ill. I mean, a lot of the people that I saw that they cycled through the hospital, they would put out into halfway houses and then
end up right back, right?
Coming back, yeah. And so those I truly see that they can't function in society. But what I struggle with is, especially right now, like this last weekend, I was out driving around and I came to an intersection. There was a young man at the intersection with the sign, and he was probably in his late 20s or early 30s and looked completely able-bodied, could speak and function. Was asking for money. And right now, with the availability of work out there, I mean, we've gone to restaurants where they can't even function because they don't have enough people. I mean, that's where I struggle right now with helping out people that look able-bodied and can function.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Now, I'm Tom Martino. Scott, you want to give a shout-out to Water Pros?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
Hi. Yeah, they came out yesterday. We did the reverse osmosis system under the sink. I mean, for $900. I had a company that wanted to rent it out to me for $400 a month.
I know. They're great people. We're running out of time, but hold on. Thank you for your call. Hold on if you have more. Waterpros.net.
For nearly 60 years, the General has been saving people money on their car insurance. With affordable rates and the ability to pick when you pay, the General understands that every dollar counts and wants to give you the flexibility you need in your busy life. For the coverage you deserve at prices you can afford, call 800-GENERAL, that's 800-GENERAL, or go to thegeneral.com and get your quote today.
For a great low rate and nearly 60 years of quality coverage, make the right call and go with the General.
Some restrictions apply.
You know why I do commercials for SimplyFloorsInc.com? Because I personally use them. I'm consumer advocate Mark Major. If you're in the market for flooring, you have to check out SimplyFloorsInc.com. Not only do they have the newest LVT that's scratch resistant and waterproof, they also have the most beautiful lines of hardwood in carpet. They do free design services and they can save you up to 40% from the big box stores. The best service, the best prices. SimplyFloorsInc.com.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver. An iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart radio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one.
ABC News, I'm Andy Field. The CDC's advisory panel voting unanimously to recommend an additional dose of Pfizer or Moderna for immunocompromised people. There is hope rising vaccination rates can reverse the surge in COVID cases in hospital patients. Boston Children's Hospital infectious disease expert Dr. John Brownstein says otherwise,
we are looking at a fall surge. But in the meantime, while I don't expect lockdowns to take place, we're going to have to do more. We're going to have to be improving our masking, social distancing, potentially removing indoor gatherings. We have to bring those non-pharmaceutical interventions into play.
Dr. Bronstein is an ABC News contributor. U.S. officials reported surprised how quickly the Afghani military has collapsed as the U.S.-led coalition withdraws. Retired Marine Colonel Steve Ganyard, an ABC News security contributor on the Afghani capital.
The risks are that Kabul actually collapses. So the administration had hoped that the Afghan government would be able to defend itself.
This is ABC News. Lumber prices have been soaring, but that could change soon. Here's ABC's Jim Ryan.
Declining prices for building materials will likely signal a new wave of construction starts. On Thursday, lumber hit $480.40 per thousand board feet compared to $1,670 in May.
A rare mass shooting in England. 6 people dead, including the suspected attacker. ABC's Tom Rivers is in London.
The locals are shaken.
Obviously, it's quite close to home, which is quite frightening. So, yeah, scary.
It's not really what you think to hear down in Plymouth, is it, really? It's just not the ordinary.
School and a church in the neighborhood have opened for those affected by the attack. Local politician Johnny Mercer called it one of the darkest days in the community in many, many years. Police have determined it was not terror-related.
In the no job is too small department, after a distraught girl rushed into a police station in Hamburg, Germany, saying her pet stopped breathing, police performed CPR on a Chihuahua. Andy Field, ABC News.
The pandemic's reminded us we live in a sea of airborne germs that can assault us with every breath. Your nose is the body's first line of defense by helping filter out allergens, bacteria, and viruses before they reach your lungs. But like any air filter, the more clogged up it gets, the less it works. So how do you clean your nose?
Apparently it does.
So it goes right through the
antibodies protect the fetus.
Oh, that's pretty cool. You know what would be weird is if it didn't. I wonder how that would affect a kid in utero. If you didn't have the vax and you ended up... can the kid actually get...
The virus would cross the placenta.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So the kid could actually have the virus.
Right.
And how would something that can't even breathe on its own survive? Or maybe that's the whole key why it would survive, is it's not breathing on its own.
Well, it's not breathing, but there are other things besides respiratory issues that affect you with COVID. You know, there's a lot of arterial problems with bleeding and with inflammation.
Pending bankruptcy proceedings. This will have to happen in a couple of months. We come with an agreement from the market. Congratulations! True Parker and Matt Stone said they've been working on the deal for months. The rest of the new plans with Fruit and Food, the restaurant complete with cliff divers and all you can eat sofapitas is featured in several South Park episodes. But we're still not be talking about last night to adopt a resolution banning the theory in district schools. Supporters of the resolution said it was designed to make it clear what can and cannot be taught in classrooms in the district. Opponents pointed out the state currently does not require teaching the theory, and the debate takes time away from other important district issues. That is the latest. I'm Joel Miller. Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by Wingstop.
We have an accident right now clearing off of I-76 eastbound at Federal. Watch for slow traffic from Sheridan. Cleared that wreck I-70 westbound at Ward Road, so things are improving. But slow traffic trying to get into downtown. Southbound is heavy. Colfax and northbound is heavy from Downing in Colfax. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, less smoky today and tomorrow. A 40% chance for a thunderstorm this afternoon and a high of 88. An overnight low 60 for the weekend. Temperatures in the low 90s with a slight chance for rain. Currently, it's 81. In your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Kristen Wells.
When the trade hits, Wingstop delivers. Mix things up without
Don, yes, not Don. Smarty Pants talked to the racist neighbor. Oh.
Then delivered at Wingstop.com. Wingstop, where
she claims.
You know, if you have a website, you can get a free analysis of how it looks online to some loads it, what the images do, how you show up in search engines.
We got to do these live.
What's that?
These get found fast.
I don't know why they're. You want me to have him send that to me?
Well, I know what they're doing. He's doing it because of where it's plugged in. I think what we should do, honest to God, is back-to-back commercials during every fucking break, and then no goddamn commercials at the top or bottom. You know what I'm saying? At the bottom, they can play the recorded, the first 2 breaks. In other words, every 30 minutes, you got a 5-minute break to go take a piss if you need it. And then we're back-to-back commercials lives the other time.
And no recording.
I think you and I doing 6 minutes of lives would be a lot more fucking entertaining than running regular commercials and then having to do a live followed by this.
Yeah, but don't they have recorded that have to run?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Run them all in the top or bottom, and then on the sides we just do lives.
We'll talk about it with Dr. Marty McCary at 6:35 Monday morning.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Can I help you? All you have to do is call to find out. It's 303-MARTINO 24/7. 303-627-8466. That means you call that number, you get help, and we get back to you if you want us to. This hour brought to you by Century RV. We mentioned Century RV before, and we want to mention it again because people wanted to know, do they have brand new, the newest of the new River Ranch? I don't know if you've heard of this, Mark, but it's unbelievable. Let me explain what this is to everyone. It's a fifth wheel. Now, conventional fifth wheels, you walk up into the main living area. Then you have a few steps up to the sleep loft. Okay. Then underneath, you have partial storage. The new River Ranch, I want you to picture the same length trailer, but I want you to picture from front to back the entire 30 or 40 feet being storage underneath. That brings the main level of the living level up to the same level as the bedroom. So everything is on one floor. So you walk up into the main living area with slides. You go down the hall to the bedroom instead of climbing anywhere. It's all one level, like a giant motorhome.
I like it.
Without a cockpit.
How many slides does it have?
I think they come in 2 and 3. Yeah, I don't think there's 4. But now listen to this. It's all one level. So it looks exactly like a motorhome, except there's no cockpit. And then you go underneath. The storage is from front to back, side to side, completely open. How the hell they do it, I don't know.
Paddle boards, kayaks.
Oh, my God. I mean, it's unbelievable what you can get in there. So now you're looking at one giant RV. And then you have your truck that pulls it, right? Here's the great part. It's like the motorhome, but you got the truck. I've never seen anything like it. It's called River Ranch. Anyway, CenturyRV.com. I just wanted to let you know how great they are. And so anyway, if you want to look, you go to Century. I think you have to actually go up there. They're at I-25 exit 240, Longmont exit. Pam has a question on Paragon. Now, Paragon is a public adjuster. Just so people listening know, when you have an insurance claim, you call a public adjuster. They can help you, and they make sure that the claim is paid fairly. They almost always, not almost, I don't know of one case where they can't get you more money than you can on your own. And if they can't get you more money, they tell you, don't bother hiring us. But in any case, Pam, you have a question about Paragon?
Yeah, he was out here the other day and left me a contract that I need to sign with him. And it states on here that there's a 10% contingent fee and that the insurer the insured is responsible for paying that 10% of the total cost of the replacement value, whether it's paid through the insured or not.
Well, hold on. I don't understand. I'm sure it doesn't say that because what they do is charge 10% of what they collect for you, not the cost of replacement. So if insurance doesn't pay for it, they're not going to charge you 10% on it. So there's something you're reading wrong. I've seen his agreement 100 times.
If he gets basically like this, if he gets you $100, he takes $10. Simple as that.
Yeah. But if the insurance doesn't pay for it and it will cost you $100, he doesn't take $10 of that.
What are you using them for, out of curiosity?
Well, we had hail damage in 2018, and the restoration company that our insurance adjuster hired dropped the ball and quit coming out here. But when I talked to the insurance adjuster, and I've talked to him several times, he's assured me that because it was a vendor that he recommended, that he would do whatever it took to make us whole.
I don't even know if Matt can help in that situation. I don't even know if that's an optimum situation for a public adjuster.
If he came out and looked at it, and he's putting a contractor in front of her, absolutely he can. He's doing it for a reason.
Okay, but here's the point. If you were already offered an amount to fix something, he usually won't collect on that. He only collects usually on the addition, unless you sign him in the beginning.
Yeah, that's right.
It's all negotiable. So if you're hiring him now...
This sounds like it's in the beginning as far as what Matt's thinking, though, because they're not giving her any more money right now, right?
But you did settle for something, didn't you already?
Yeah, the insurance, the mortgage company's already got the funds, and they're holding the funds for replacements.
Okay. Now, if you already have that money, he's not going to charge you for that. I mean,
it's whatever additional he gets.
Look, if you want...
that's what I'm concerned about. I didn't know if I should sign this contract because...
Not if it's not clear to you. No, you shouldn't. If it's not clear to you, you shouldn't.
You should ask him or send it over here. We'll look at it.
Yeah, he said that he was going to hire one of your companies on your referral list, Genesis.
Yep, great guys.
And he said that they would absorb that 10%, but it doesn't say anything on that contract that would happen.
Well, I'm not so sure he can put that on the contract.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So I'm not...
What it says here, it says a contingent fee of the replacement cost value will be charged to the insured, whether the loss is settled or paid by the insurer as a result of adjustment.
Let's just get Matt on. Suzanne, call Matt up. He knows about this deal. Let's just ask him. Hold on. I mean, that's the best way to do it. Let's make it clear.
Yeah. All right, hang on. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
Have you ever used one, public adjuster?
Yes.
It's an incredible thing.
The guy that I use, I don't think is in business anymore. It was years and years ago. I used two.
What was it for? The fire at the barn?
Yeah. Yeah.
And why'd you use them? I mean, did you use them from the beginning? Why did you go to one? Most people don't even know they exist.
Well, okay. I knew he existed because he had come to me at Channel 4 before the fire, so I knew he existed. When he explained what he did, it sounded very intriguing, and I think I did a story or two. So naturally, when this happened to me, I wasn't introduced to him at that time. I just said, I probably need him. And especially with a fire, because there were saddles and things I never had any record of. I didn't know what to do. And boy, oh boy, did he help. Things that I would never, ever, ever
have imagined.
Yes, that he thought of that I wouldn't. Because they do this all the time. They have a better handle on claims than we do. And that's the way it is with everything.
I'll give you so when Matt did my house, remember, my insurance company said I had no damage. But one of the things that he ended up getting paid for was like the railing on the deck, which was wood. And he pointed out hail hits on that, and they ended up paying for that. It's just stuff you'd never think about. How about a bird bath? Do you have any solar lights? He got me all new solar lights. He got me the roof. But of course I knew about the roof and the paint. What I didn't know about was the other $30,000 worth of stuff he got me.
Exactly. 303-713-8255 is our number. And we have another hour. Well, 45 minutes to go. We can take plenty of your calls. And what we really want to do is make it so we can solve your problem. Sometimes you've done things so wrong, we may not be able to solve them, but we can help others. I have another question, though. And this is another consumer issue because some people have contacted us off the air about having issues. Why do you think so many unruly passengers lately on airlines? What do you think that is? Is it all COVID? Is it mask, all mask? What is it? I mean, first of all, when you go to fly, you know before you even get there, you're going to have to wear a mask. So the part I don't understand. Now, I'm not saying pro or con mask or anything, or whether it's needed or not. All I'm saying is this. I know before I even leave my house, I'm going to have to wear a mask on that plane. I know it. So why is it such a big hassle? Suze?
My opinion is I don't think it's the customers. I think the airlines have lowered their tolerance for BS behavior.
You think so?
I think so.
Why?
I don't, maybe because of the pandemic. I don't know. They've just lowered their tolerance. That's my opinion.
I think passengers are getting more pissed off and unruly. But one thing that really...
Now, wait. I'm going to disagree with everything you're saying, but only for one reason.
Everything?
Well, yeah, and here's why. 1.8 million people fly a day. We hear of maybe once a month, once a week of a story of some ass on an airplane.
Well, first of all,
it's such a very small, minute amount.
Let me explain this.
And the news gets bored.
Let me explain about this. There are a lot that happen we don't hear about, but the point is this. There's nothing to disagree with. I did not say it's a big percentage of people who travel.
I don't think it's gotten more.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely is more. Now, maybe it's not a lot compared to the number of travelers.
Yeah.
But it's way more than ever before, and airline people will tell you that.
Tom, don't you think
seem more
don't you think
outrageous.
they're already,
That's what I meant.
They're already pissed off by the time they get on the plane because of the mask, because of TSA, because of the canceled flights. So everybody is already uptight and pissed off.
Or the bars close before the flight.
I want to know if people have a theory on it. I sense when I travel, people are more uptight.
Yeah, because by the time they get on the plane, they've already been through the BS with TSA and decreased people and long lines.
You know, there's a Valero right down the road here. In fact, I used to run and get hot dogs from it, roller dogs. So I ran in there yesterday morning. You have to wear a mask in there.
At Valero?
Right down there. So
then I wouldn't go.
So, well, listen, I walked in. The guy's like, hey, man, you got to wear a mask. They're right there on the door. I hate being the mask cop. I have never seen a guy so good at making people wear a mask. Usually I turn around and leave if they want me to wear a mask. I put a mask on and watched another 5 people come in, and this guy handled it so well it was unbelievable. You go to the airport, really not now, but about 3 or 4 months ago, especially last year, they were complete asses about it.
But here's what
they were Nazis about it.
Here's what got me. On the airline, this one particular airline, they actually said, do not remove your mask except to take a bite and a sip, but put it back up over your mouth while you're chewing and swallowing in between. Now, they would bug people who did not have one hand on the mask and one hand on the drink for not doing that. They wanted you to go back and forth. Mask down, drink. Mask back up. Mask down, bite. Mask back. I mean, come on. Do you think that movement of mask up, mask down is going to prevent any virus? I mean, that in itself. What I'm saying is we know that it's getting into a control issue more than it is a disease prevention issue. We know that. That's what pisses us off.
It costs nothing to be kind. In fact, it actually pays. By donating plasma at BioLife Plasma Services, your kindness enables someone else to live more fully. And just imagine the difference you could make if you could take the $900 you could earn in the first month and donate it to your favorite charity. Or buy a school teacher supplies. Or buy everyone in your neighborhood noise-canceling headphones because your granddaughter is learning the recorder. She has to get better soon, right? BioLife. There's purpose in your plasma. Visit biolifeplasma.com to learn more.
All right, when you get into a real estate transaction, do you use a real estate attorney? You know what? Judging by some of the calls I get, you don't, and you should. So many people, they're in a closing, and they go through it and think everything's cool. Then a few years later, they have a problem because something wasn't right with the title work or with a deed of trust or with something. It can happen, or with a promissory note. What if you're buying with someone else and you don't have an agreement with them? You need to have an agreement if you're buying with someone else, or you want to hold the paper and take some financing. All of these things are very, very important. O'Brien Legal Services can help you. OLSlaw.com. That's OLSlaw.com. O'Brien Legal Services, 720-370-7388. You've heard of people who are selling their houses in a few hours, but even if you sell it in a few hours, that just means you've accepted an offer. You'll still have to wait months to get your check. You do. Here's the deal. With HomeVestors, you can get a check in a few days. They don't do inspections. They don't do commissions. They don't do any contingencies. If they like the house, they buy it. All you have to do is call them. And here's the other deal, okay? They may give you what you want. Some people don't want to fix up a house. They just want to take the money and run. Maybe not. But you have nothing to lose by calling. What the hell? 800-44-BUYER. 800-44-BUYER.
You know, owning a home has rarely been easier or more affordable. And if you're a veteran or on active duty, a VA loan could be the perfect thing for you. This is Ross Kaminsky for my friends at American Financing, where I've done 2 mortgages, reminding you that VA home loans can provide you with significant monthly and long-term savings. There's no down payment. There's no mortgage insurance required. They have some of the lowest rates in the industry. And if you already...
in front of everybody, not hide it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they tried that over in Havana.
What happened? They got the shit beat out of them, I hope.
Boom, no.
They fucking shot him.
It turned into an altercation out in the parking lot when they followed them out there.
Where was this, Jeff?
Havana Auto Parts.
Oh, okay.
It's a Napa Auto Parts.
Okay, so they followed them out there. They got in an altercation and started arguing. Well, one of the guys who was shoplifting pulls out a gun. Carl over there, no fucking time. Boom, puts one of them down, wounds the other one.
So, I mean,
the other guy.
He's probably not arrested, right? I mean, that's self-defense as it gets.
100%, he's all good. Lost, heck, my converter supplier here a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if you saw it on the news where there was a chase that led into a crash. The guy fled the crash on foot and ended up stealing a truck from a local business. Ran over a couple of people on the way out.
Jesus.
And then a few blocks down the road, kidnapped a lady as a hostage.
That's insane.
And what happened? Did they kill him?
They haven't found him.
Really?
No. But that's my torque converter supplier, Branton Industries.
Well, it's getting crazy with shoplifting in California. That you can just walk in and walk out with stuff, and they don't stop you. You don't get arrested.
But there's certain places you still won't do it. Those guys know to go into the big stores like Macy's, Walmart.
Well, no, they do it like in CVS.
You go into a small business, I don't give a fuck where you go.
CVS, Walgreens, they just walk in, take what they want, walk out.
I like that though, man.
Walking out of places?
No, the guy he pulls a gun out, and that was that.
Well, that's what they don't need Mac, because if you don't pay for something, you don't have to worry
What'd
about
they steal anyhow? Do you know? I mean, what the?
Well, it was in the process of pursuit. It was most likely drugs. It turns out the cops knew who the guy was. He was a member of the Bloods. But they got off of 76 onto Sheridan, got in an accident. He got out of the car, walked away nonchalantly, like nothing happened, so not dragging attention to himself. Well, 2 guys actually saw him and followed him down the road. And they actually followed him into Mark's place, and when he tried to steal the truck, tried to stop him.
Got it. Who do you use for your first call?
For first call for what?
Oh, you really don't stock filters and shit, do you?
No.
Belts, hoses, filters. That's
Hell
right.
no.
Really not.
I use them. I spent a lot of money with Havana over the years, though. That's him?
Yep.
What are they trying to do? Just jam the ignition?
He's just trying to get him out.
Oh, I see this guy.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Oh my God.
Ran over 2 guys right there.
And that's your cat dude? Or your tour guy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he pulls out on the street.
Oh my God. And he's driving down the road like that.
Yeah. Like I said, a couple blocks down the road, he kidnapped somebody. He pulled her hostage.
Oh my God.
Was that taken off of what, a ring or something?
Yeah, his security cameras are working.
That's insane.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
So, airline passengers, I don't know. What do you think? Are they just more pissed off than ever or what? I often wonder. Are we just hearing more about this crap nowadays?
You know, some days, though, what was it, Spirit Airlines last week, for like a week straight, they couldn't. I mean, they were so backed up, it was crazy. How about if you couldn't get home and you were stuck somewhere? You'd be in a pretty damn bad mood, wouldn't you? I mean, it would be crazy.
Thomas, what is your issue, Thomas? What's happening?
So the Weld County Police Department recently had my truck in a storage facility, an outdoor storage lot, and they came to investigate on a break-in. Well, on that investigation, they apparently took my truck on impound, and the owner of the...
Let me ask you something. Were you stopped for suspicion?
No, I wasn't even there. My truck had been stored in a storage facility.
Okay, and what was your first encounter with police?
Well, so I never even encountered them. They came to the facility based on a call-in from a break-in on some other person's property.
Okay,
so
and what happened with your vehicle? Okay, but they saw your vehicle, and what happened?
They told the owner that they wanted to see the paperwork on the lease, and then they just took it.
But why?
And I don't know. So I call them and I ask them, you know, you guys impounded my car, and they're like, we didn't take your car. We went there for a burglary break-in, but we didn't take it. And I'm like, well, then where's my truck? So now my truck's just missing, and the police are claiming they didn't take it.
Wait a minute.
The owner of Keenan
The owner? Oh, hold on. Where did you ever find your car? You found it?
No, I haven't found it.
When's the last time you saw it?
It's been for like 8 months now, 9 months.
So it's missing from a storage yard, basically.
Well, maybe the cops didn't take it.
Yeah, I know. Why do you think the cops did take it?
The guy swears up and down that they took it, and they took pictures of my information, and they said they were there on that date that my truck disappeared, but they didn't take it. And the owner...
Well, isn't it likely the owner... Just as likely, the owner knows the cops were really there and wanted to use that as an excuse as to why it's missing.
There is no logical reason the cops would say they didn't impound it, and they did.
And how long
there's
ago?
no reason.
You said a long time ago. How long?
He said 8 months. I mean, did the owner of the facility reach out to you when the cops took it, or did you find out about it later?
No, the owner reached out to me.
He took your car, man, or someone stole it from you.
The owner of the storage lot calls you and says, hey, man, your car's missing. The cops took your car.
Yep.
Did he call you that day 8 months ago?
No, not 8 months. Yeah, he did call me when it happened.
Which was how long ago?
It's in November or October of last year, so it's been more than 8 months. It's been 12 months.
Okay, 12 months.
I talked to the police, so it's only been 8 months. And today I called back in to ask them again, and they said that they still won't let me talk to the officers who went to the scene that day. They won't let me know who those officers were. I'm like, well, why can't I talk to them to see if they know anything about why my truck went missing?
Well, okay, just real quick, and I think I already know the answer. Do you have insurance that'll cover it?
Well, no, that's why I had it in storage, because I didn't have a driver's license, so I parked it there without, I didn't put insurance on it.
What kind of car is it? What kind of car is it?
And that's the point. The police said it's a highly wanted car.
What car is it, Thomas? What kind?
A Chevy 3500 truck.
Okay, 3500 truck, but what is it as far as year?
98.
What? 1998 Chevy 3500? Is that a desirable truck?
You're getting up there and get a little long in the tooth.
Yeah. How many miles were on it?
The cop said it's a highly wanted truck. It only had 120,000 miles on it, but it's like it's a nice towing truck.
But if the cops, but if the cops say they didn't take it, why do you think they did take it?
I don't know. What's weird is the cop, when I called them, he said that's a highly wanted truck, and I'm like, what are you trying to say?
Yeah. What is he trying to say?
Well, okay, I can't see a cop showing up.
What he means is the cop meant
they steal it.
The cop meant that somebody stole it. It's highly desirable.
Exactly.
So maybe somebody stole it.
And that's the thing. The owner of the place has cameras up, and it's a gated, facility. So,
I swear to God, everything you have said points to the owner of the place.
Can you get his surveillance video?
And that's the thing. The police won't let me do anything to the owner of the place because they said that it's protected he's protected that anything taken from there he's not responsible for. I'm like,
but hold on, Thomas. Thomas, he's not protected if he did it. So what you need to do is sue him and subpoena the tape.
Okay.
Did you try to file theft charges against him?
Well, no, the police said I couldn't. That's what the police told me. They're like, well, you can't do anything to him. I'm like, what, are you friends with him or something?
What
like,
police?
why can't I go after him?
What police department?
Weld County, the sheriff's department.
Yeah, well, listen, anything's possible in Weld County. It's the most corrupt county in the world, okay? They're a bunch of morons. They are. The entire county is filled with morons. From county commissioners down to the sheriffs, they pick their butt. They sit on their ass. They have probably hairy everything. They're just weird people. They're just weird people. They're like Neanderthals. Yeah. So there's nothing, Weld County is back in the Middle Ages. So that's one of the problems, okay? But there's a definite problem here, man. You should have never waited this long. What the hell have you been doing for 12 months?
Well, my dad passed away, and I've just been, with COVID and my dad passing away, I've been trying to just keep all my life busy.
Okay.
I've been calling the police. I made a police report on it, and they said, well, without a suspect, they can't do anything. I said, well, I have a suspect, either the police or the owner of the facility.
I don't know how they don't just investigate it. But he's the one that called you and said the police took your vehicle.
Yeah, because I had.
Let's get him on. Let's call him up. Let's get the guy on and see what he says. You got his number and name, dude?
It's T&M Storage. His number's on the site.
What's the name? What's the name of the storage again? Say it slower.
T&N.
T&M. So Tom
Mary
and Mary. Like
Tom and Mary Storage.
Yeah, but it's just T&M. That's it. T&M Storage.
Who?
It's in Erie.
What's the name of the guy that you've been talking to?
Yeah, who's the owner, man?
What's his name? It's his direct phone line on the site. I think I want to say his name's Chris.
Suzanne, can you talk to him off the air and let's call this storage place and say we'd like to get you on the air? I mean, I don't understand this. They have to have some accountability if it's just missing. Period.
I wonder if he has an agreement with them. Is there something in writing, like a contract for storage, that talks about if something's stolen out of there?
We'll talk about it coming up. Harris Family Law is your law firm for delicate matters like separation, divorce, child custody, child care issues, anything that you need when it comes to family law. Harris Family Law are your people. They're good people. They practice what's called collaborative law. That means that they will help you through a very troubled time and keep the temperatures down by being non-conflict with the other side if possible. They actually get the other side to agree not to file additional motions and that you negotiate everything, and they're really good people. Harris Family Law. Talk to them, which is something everyone needs. 303-515-5000. 303-515-5000. HarrisFamilyLaw.com.
Tom, can one of the attorneys call the police and get the name of the officers that took the report?
Nobody took the report.
No, the two police officers that came
for that robbery, supposedly.
They were
there supposedly that day for another issue.
Right.
Yeah, we can get that's public record. You just go up and you check police reports for that day, and you pull the report from that storage yard. Do you think one of the officers saw it, took it?
No.
I don't know.
If that was the case, why wouldn't this guy who owns the security lot offer up his footage saying, look, it wasn't me, the cops are taking your truck?
Another slow spot's going to be as you travel westbound between Tiffany and Ward. We're going to have a 3-minute delay in that stretch. And if you're traveling on 270, be prepared for a slow ride. Think of some heavy traffic through there. Going to be 10 minutes as you make your way from I-70 all the way out to 270 right now. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Kate Thomas, 630 KHOW.
With no seatbelt, you keep what's yours. No monthly payment fees, no minimum balance, and no end. Get hassle-free, stress-free, all free checking. Visit x.com/no strings. Account qualifications apply. Insured by NCUA.
QCColorado.com. That's Quiet Cool. Quiet Cool Whole House Fan, which keeps your house cool with or without air conditioning. Now, I use it with air conditioning, My air conditioner works about 10% of what it used to. That means 90% savings. This is my third summer. I wouldn't live without it. Cool, comfortable nights with nice, fresh air. Sometimes it even gets chilly. It's wonderful. You use it in the morning. Some people use it in the evening. I use it late evening and all night, and then leave it on toward the morning. On cooler days, I don't use the air at all. It's really wonderful to have. QCcolorado.com. And here's the deal. It takes just under 2 hours to install. It's neat. No inside wiring. It's all remote hold. Find out more at the website QCcolorado.com, or simply call them, and you will love the way they do business. And it's easy to find. First of all, they're also on the referral list at referrallist.com, QCcolorado.com, 303-800-3419, 303-800-3419. Let's talk about pain. It's something none of us want. I have some pain here and there, and I've used Colorado Pain Care, who's been a wonderful help to me. And they can be a help to you no matter what the source of your pain. They treat pain major and minor, and they help you by accepting all major insurance, working with all your healthcare professionals, and they get right to work on your pain with non-invasive or invasive methods depending on what you need, and world-class physical therapy. ColoradoPainCare.com, the people you can trust for your pain management and pain care to eradicate, not just to manage. Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spine, 303-GOT-PAIN.
Did you watch the rest of that video?
Yeah, I did. Now, who was who? The guy that was his truck, he got the passenger side, tried to stop him, right?
No, that's actually a guy that...
who was in the driver's seat?
That was the guy stealing it.
Yeah, and then who jumped in the other side?
That was actually a business owner from across the street.
Who wanted to stop it.
And
then he went flying
out. Yeah, well, he ran over 2 people on the way out there, crushed one kid. It's actually Charlie, the guy that works with you met the other day.
You know these
his
people.
Nephew.
You know these people.
Yeah, this is my torque converter supplier.
Let me see that again. I didn't see the running over of people. Does it show that? I saw it. It's right there. I didn't see the one, the part where... Oh, there it goes. There, yeah. So this guy is stealing it.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it. He sees this thing. How does he know there's something? Okay, and this guy
just took a chance.
This guy's running to stop it.
Right. He's making enough noise that other people's going to come out.
He manages to get that. Oh God!
Ooh. And now he crushes Andrew up here.
Did he hurt the guy?
Yeah.
Oh my God! He could have killed him.
Now it runs him over again.
No, he didn't. Are you shitting? Oh my God! Then he got out the back way. Did they ever find the truck?
Yeah, they found the truck.
Did they find him?
Not yet.
Wow. Why'd he leave the truck?
Basically, he had to get rid of it. He had to get into something else. Because he was already fleeing another crime.
That guy he ran over, did he? It's the guy.
Staples and stitches.
Wow.
Lucky. But the guy up against the fence didn't even bother going into the ER.
Wow. So. Oh my God.
It's nice to be young.
Oh my God.
Tom and I would have been in traction for a month.
Or at the morgue.
Stopping you from doing what you love. Don't waste time waiting for an appointment or being referred somewhere else for treatment. Call Spine One at 303-367-BACK. That's 303-367-BACK. Spine One knows your time is precious. So they offer same-day appointments for spine and joint pain relief. At Spine One, your exam, imaging, well, it's all in one location. Call Spine One to get out of pain and back to your life at 303-367-2225 or online at spineone.com.
So many people have told me about Orchard, and no wonder. It's the new way to sell. For example, Orchard makes you a cash offer for your home. And when your home sells for more, you keep the difference. No longer do you have to choose between an easy home sale or the best price for your home. Let me tell you about Rudy, a recent Orchard customer. Rudy's home sold on the market for $33,000 above his cash offer. Had he gone to a home buying company, he would have missed out.
It's a good update.
The money. But with Orchard,
T&M?
he got more cash at closing.
I don't know the update. I don't. But I could tell while, hearing the one side Suzanne, it's going to be a totally different story.
Of course. Take takes just a couple of minutes and lets you skip home listing hassles. If you're thinking about selling or just
I love the way
curious what
Fox
Orchard
gets
will
the
pay for your
dregs
home,
of society to
no
come on
cost, no obligation offer.
Former gang member.
That's Orchard.
But they love anyone who
This
is,
Dave Logan, who
follows their narrative too.
serious cases.
Not as bad, but yeah.
CNBC, CNN, and Fox all just
They preach.
They preach, exactly.
They don't, I mean, there's no, honest to God, there's no objective reporting.
Not anymore.
Oh my God, there's no objective. I mean, everybody wants to push their agenda.
Except for this.
Wow. Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Don't forget the insurance checkup, and I really mean it. If you get an insurance checkup, they'll tell you if you have a great deal. They'll also tell you if you can get a better deal, better coverage, even at lower rates. They do it every day. TheInsuranceHelpCenter.com, 303-996-9000. 303-996-9000. Thomas says his vehicle was impounded. But here, first, hold on. Let's just say what it really is. He says his vehicle was stored for a while at this place called T&M Storage Yard. It's a 1998 Chevy 3500. He says it's been missing since October 2020. He said the owner of the yard claims the police took it. And the police say, we didn't take it. So where's his truck? And I think if it's in a storage yard and then suddenly turns up missing, the storage yard's responsible for it. What's going on, Suze?
So, Tom, I talked to the gentleman at T&M Storage.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Okay.
He didn't appreciate our call. He said that that Thomas's school bus and truck that he had there, they were abandoned. One he sold, Thomas, the caller, and he said we should look into Thomas and his background before we decide to help him further.
But, okay.
That's all he would say, and then he hung up.
All right. So the school bus was sold, and what do we mean about his background?
Well, there were two vehicles. One was sold, one was abandoned. It was sort of vague, but he's like...
Did you stop paying on it, Thomas?
No, I paid him up to date, and that's when he took my school bus and parked it outside the facility and said it's out on the road. I'm like,
what did you do with the school bus?
Oh, then the cops said it was abandoned.
What did you do with it?
I picked it back up and took it. I have my school bus.
Okay.
But it's just sitting on the street. He dragged it off the property and parked it on the street.
Hey.
Well, he said you sold something. Maybe he meant the truck, but he didn't want to talk to me.
What I want to know is...
He tried to fight me when I asked him for my truck back. He goes,
you left out you started off with either the cops or this guy stole your truck. I mean, you left out all kinds of stuff, man.
Well, no, what I want to know is...
Fist fights, people moving your vehicles outside.
Well, what fist fights? You know, like, I mean...
He said the guy tried to fight him over his truck now.
But the truck itself, did he move the truck outside?
No, the truck was gone.
Okay, and
they sold it.
Did he do the truck at the... Who sold it?
I think the place sold it because he abandoned it.
The storage folks, he indicated that the caller sold it, but like I said, he didn't want to talk.
What does he mean by your background? Look into your background, Thomas. Do you have a criminal background?
Too. Yeah, driving without a license. That's all my criminal background is driving. That's why my cars were there, because I don't have a license.
So
and I got quite a few charges for that, but that's all my background really holds is criminal.
Were you drunk? Did you cause an accident?
No. No, I just too many points and then too many fines. They took my license because I owed too much money for fines, and I couldn't,
So you have a 1998 Chevy 3500 missing from T&M Storage, but T&M Storage, if you notice, Suze, they never really said what happened to that truck.
Yeah, he did not want to talk to me, Tom. He said we were barking up the wrong tree, bugging an innocent citizen like him.
Well, you're not innocent if you have a storage yard and the truck's missing. I would sue him in small claims court for the value of the truck. That's what I would do. I don't see how this guy gets out of it. His storage yard, and you had it there. So he has to explain where it went. Now, is he going to claim that you picked it up?
No. I even have his friend at a shop. I went and paid his friend for my payments because I live in Boulder. He's in Erie. He has a friend at a shop I would go pay. And I paid his friend for it all.
How do you know his friend? How do you know his friend paid T&M Storage?
because he was on the phone with him when I went and paid him. He'd call him.
What's this guy's name? What's the guy's name?
That T&M storage?
Yeah, T&M.
I want to say it's Chris. I mean, I got referred to him just by my dad's old company in Boulder. He owns a shop in Boulder, so that's how I knew about it.
Okay. Anyway, all we know is right now, this guy is saying you abandoned one vehicle and sold one vehicle. I don't know. Maybe he's saying because you abandoned the truck, somebody took it. Yeah, we need to start a small claim court on this guy. How much was your truck worth?
I mean, my truck was worth like $3,500, but the stuff in the truck that I had was all my tools. I mean, I had many tools in the truck. That's what I do for a living. I build houses. So I had all kinds of tools in there. That's really the part that hurt me.
Should sue him $7,500.
No, really.
Yeah.
What county? This is Weld, you said, right?
Yes.
Here's the problem. Even the judges up there are morons. So you can go to small claims court, but if this guy's connected with the other morons because he's a moron, then we're going to have a moron war. And it's going to be, like the battle of syllables.
It's like going to be the Dukes of Hazzards up there.
It's like, yeah, exactly. Boss Hog! Call Boss Hog! Thomas, I'm serious. Start with a small claims court form. We will help you through the logistics. T&M Storage, even though they're in Weld County, they don't get to write their own law. And if you think we're picking on an innocent person, T&M Storage, we actually will give you every bit of time we gave Thomas to talk about this problem. We are not assuming you're at fault. But because you won't come on, it sounds like you're hiding something. It does.
Or at least give, an explanation of some sort besides you're barking up the wrong tree.
Right, not even come on. At least talk to Susie and tell her what your side of the story is.
Exactly. Talk off the air and say, hey, this is the real story. But instead, he just lays all kinds of silent bombs. You ought to know about this guy's background. He abandoned a vehicle. He had a school bus. So remember, T&M Storage Yard, watch out for them in Weld County. But, of course, all the Weld County morons, they don't care. But I'm talking about people from not Weld County who may use Weld County people. It's hard. Sometimes when you cross over the border, you can't help but be struck with the moron ray. It just hits you as you drive through the county. We have more coming up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Westera Credit Union.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, taking a look at your ride this Friday afternoon. Going to be a slow one if you are traveling into the Castle Rock area as you make your way northbound I-25. Seeing some pretty heavy delays from about Larkspur area into Toma. Going to be about 19 minutes of delays due to construction. Also, a little closer to the Centennial area as you travel southbound I-25. Got a crash just before E-470. You're backed up past Dry Creek.
Delays of more than 6 minutes right now. And if you're traveling along I-70, be prepared for a slow ride as you make your way westbound from 270 out to I-25. Less than 5 minutes of delays.
I want to give the number out.
I
want the number for that, for the TNF.
A few more people bark up this train.
Yeah.
Credit unions in Colorado by boards 2 years in a row. More info at westeracu.com. That's westeracu.com.
BlakeHarrisLaw.com. That's a very important website. We all need estate planning. I don't care how old you are. Whether it's a simple plan for just a beneficiary's deed, or it might be more complicated. You need a trust, or somewhere in between, a will. Maybe you need a living will, or, medical directives. Blake Harris can help with all of them. He answers your questions free of charge. 303-ASK-BLAKE. It's that simple. He doesn't charge for his answers. He only charges flat rates for what he does for you to get your estate plan in order. BlakeHarrisLaw.com, 833-ASK-BLAKE.
It's not if, but when your roof is going to get hit with hail or damaging high winds. But don't worry, we use roofing. Call for a free
Oh, yeah, thank you. She just gave it to me.
Okay.
Thank you.
I just got reprimanded for calling her Susie.
Does she care that much?
She sent me a text message. I said, I'm really sorry, I won't do it again.
Susie didn't like it?
What? Hey, who was the caller that had ear companions years ago? Who is it?
Why? I can't hear you.
Oh,
what'd she say?
T&M is giving a Dolce earful right now.
Oh, good. Let's light them up on a Friday.
I can't wait to hear what it is. She's handling it pretty good, though.
Yeah. Today's Dolce's last day.
I tell you, you got to have a little tough skin to answer that fucking phone, man.
Does school start Monday, Tom?
Nah. Next week, but she has to work all week. Oh, Rob had a bobcat in his backyard.
Who did?
My buddy who lives up in Tiny Town is getting bears in his backyard.
Oh my God, Bob! Look at this bobcat, guys! Look at this bobcat! Look! My friend, right up in everything. Look at Bob. Ready? This is cool. Wow. This is cool. Watch. Ready? Oh, you see it? Look at it. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Can that hurt you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
they'll typically run away from you.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. He's right up on his fucking deck and everything.
They're not aggressive.
It's big.
They typically want nothing to do with it.
My buddy also has mountain lions.
Yeah, we got a mountain lion like this year.
Here, we're going to listen to everyone's choice.
Well, we didn't see the lion. We just found the footprints in the snow on the bed.
No, I've seen.
But we only have a couple minutes left of the show. We only have a couple minutes today. Left. Do you not want to come on?
You guys are hot in there, just so you know. Mike's on.
Okay. Sir, we won't put you on without consent. We will not put you on. Who? What are you talking about? With his, the man that just called? Oh, that's not, I'm his daughter, so I know that for a fact that that's not true. And sir, whatever you're trying to talk about, and if you're trying to offend us, then I really don't. Just hang up on him. Sir, if you want to come on and talk, and if you want to come on to talk, okay. Since we don't have time today, do you want to make time tomorrow to come on to talk about this on Monday? Okay, I'm so sorry that whoever told you that we were trying to slander you, that is not true. We were just listening to his complaint and saying we wanted to help him out, and we also wanted to hear your side. If you want to make time Monday to come on and explain your story, that was we'll wait till Monday. I'm so sorry that we didn't get that clear the first time we called you. We were not trying to pressure you into anything. We can make this a formal time to call you and get your number down so we can call you back, and we can get you on so that we can hear your side of the story, because he's trying to say that possibly you stole his car. And I'm very sorry if it seems like he hung up. He was yelling. He said, did you know that your real mom is your nanny because your dad banged the nanny? Oh, and my God. Chomp. Oh, do I have a minute, Aunt?
You got 26 seconds, but you can go run in and tell them.
This is our most popular workshop, so space is limited. Join us at Highlands Ranch.
Hold on, let me throw in some fill here real quick.
Or allworkfinancial.com/workshop.
Okay, I gave her.
QS Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
Jelly. Jelly adjective. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
All right, I gave you 30 extra seconds, so
you're the bomb.
So let me throw in a little quick commercial here.
Woo! This one's got me fired up.
And next, this is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
I'm Tom Martino. Listen, this guy, whether Thomas is right or wrong, this guy at T&M Storage Yard, T&M Storage in Weld County, is the lowest scum of scum of scum. And I'm going to tell you why. Not only did he treat Sue's bad when she just wanted to get him on the show to get his side of the story, and he said the guy abandoned the vehicle, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't care. He clearly doesn't care about his consumers because truly, if you had a storage yard and a truck shows up missing, not shows up missing, but ends up missing, you would be concerned, wouldn't you? But he's not. Not only is he not concerned, he's obstinate and evil. Then he calls us back and he starts giving a ration of crap to a young woman on the phone here, being vile and vulgar, saying things about her mama and all of that. Now listen, think of this, a grown man calling and chastising a young woman on the phone who just happens to be answering the phone, or chastising Suze for just calling. What kind of a person is that? That's a man with no balls. That's a man who's a vulgar piece of garbage and should not be in business. And guess what, man? You picked the wrong people to mess with at Weld County, you bunch of cow-loving idiots. Here's the deal, all right? Here's your number. I think people should call you and let you know what a scumbag you are. 303-828-0881. You should let him know you heard about him. And that basically he doesn't. This is a true story.
Fran is
he
the
doesn't
only phone
care
number
when vehicles end up missing on his lot. He doesn't care. T&M Storage, Weld County. He's a vile, vulgar piece of garbage who worked over 2 women on the phones for no reason, just trying to do their job. You're a disgusting piece of humanity. A waste of skin. This is all my opinion, all right? You probably don't have any testosterone. It's not your fault. And you live in Moron County. And you probably had a fight with your sheep today. 303-828-0881. 303-828-0881. That's T&M Storage. My opinion, he's a piece of crap. His place is a piece of crap. He doesn't care about his customers. And yes, I am basing my opinion on this situation. That's T&M Storage, 303-828-0881. Have a good weekend.
It's one thing not to deal with.
What do you think,
Thomas? It's another thing to go off on a kid.
That made Dolce cry.
That's an
She's in there in tears.
No,
I feel so. Literally, I feel so bad now.
Well, you got to teach her not to take that shit. Come on, that's ridiculous.
That's inexcusable.
No, but I'm not mad at her. Listen, I know she shouldn't have said anything. Why did she even say anything about being my daughter? True.
I don't know. It's the first time she did.
Maybe she's proud of you, Tom. I don't know why, but maybe she is.
Yeah, but you know why would anyone subject herself to that?
Suzanne doesn't say she's married to me.
God almighty.
I'm sorry.
It's funny because it just started today, and I'm like, well, where did that come from?
I was in the middle. You know how you're in the middle of saying something, and then you start to say something else? So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
There's a